Okay, ladies and gents, welcome to the April 2017 non-calculator section of the SAT. Okay, let's get into it. Number one, a farmer sold 108 pounds of produce that consisted of Z pounds of zucchini and C pounds of cucumbers. The farmer sold the zucchini for $1.69 per pound, the cucumbers for 99 cents per pound, and collected a total of $150.32. Which of the following systems of equations can be used to find the number of pounds of zucchini that were sold? So what we're going to do is we're going to let Z represent the pounds of zucchini, C is the pounds of cucumbers. We know they add up to 108. So our answer choices cannot be A and cannot be D. Next, we know that the 169 is associated with the cucumbers and the 99 cents is associated with the zucchini. Whoops, reverse. We know that the zucchini is associated with 169 and cucumbers are with 99 cents. So our answer is going to be B. Lovely. Number two. The formula above gives the monthly cost C in dollars of operating a delivery truck when the driver works a total of X hours, and when Y gallons of gasoline are used. If in a particular month it costs no more than $2,000 to operate the truck and at least 150 gallons of gas were used, what is the maximum number of hours that the driver could have worked? So basically, we know that the cost is no more than 2,000, so that's the max. So it's going to be, let's maximize that, make that 2,000 equals 10x plus 4 times 150, which is 600. 10x therefore equals 1400. And x therefore equals 140. B is our answer. Which of the following polynomials is equivalent to the expression above? Okay, let us do the expression above. So it's 5x squared minus 3 plus 3x minus 2x squared minus 10x. So 5x squared minus 2x squared equals 3x squared. Plus 3x minus 10x is minus 7x. Minus 3 is our answer, which will be answer choice A. Number 4. Which of the following lists all the solutions to the quadratic equation above? Well, let's get this in quadratic form, shall we? X squared plus 2x equals 8. Set this equal to 0. Factor this bad boy. This will be x plus 4 times x minus 2. Because they have to multiply it to negative 8, add up to 2. X equals negative 4 and 2, which is answer choice C. Number 5, in the figure above, BC and AD are parallel. AB and EC are parallel. CD equals CE. And the measure of ABC is 115. What is the measure of BCD? Well, we know that B is 115. So we know that this has to be 65. Because those have to add up to 180. We know that this is 115 because it's parallelogram. Whoops, let's make that cleaner. I'm just going to zoom in. 115, 65. Brilliant. So the angle E is going to be also, can I make that smaller? 65. Brilliant. So angle D will be 65. 65 plus 65 is 130. So C has to be not that. Oh, so C does have to be that. C has to be 50. And then BCD is 65 plus 50, which is 115. Aren't those beautiful police sirens that are ever present in New York City? Number 6, at a store, a coat originally priced at P dollars is on sale for T dollars. And the relationship between p and t is given in the equation above. What is p in terms of t? Just isolate for p. P is going to be t divided by 0.8, which is answer choice D. Number 7, the solution to the system of equations above is x, y. What is the value of x? Okay, system of equations, solve one equation for one variable, plug it into the other one. So the second one has y by itself, so let's do that one. So 0.5x minus 10 equals y. Plug that into the first equation. X plus 2 times 0.5x minus 10 equals 16. So let's distribute this out. 2 times 0.5x is x. So that's 2x minus 20 equals 16. That's an equal sign. 16. 2x equals 36. X equals 18. Isn't that lovely? Number 18. Which of the following is the graph of the equation y equals 2x plus 3 in the xy plane? Well, we know that the slope is 2. The y-intercept is 3. Well, this one has a y-intercept of 2. This one's 3. And so it has to be answer choice A. Number 9. The system of equations above is graphed in the xy plane. Which of the following is the y-coordinate of an intersection point of the graphs of the two equations? So wherever these graphs intersect is where they are equal. So what we can do is basically solve the second equation for x or for y, plug it into the first equation. So let's do that. So let's replace all the x's in the first equation with y plus 1. So that's going to be y plus 1 squared minus 6 times y plus 1 equal plus 11 equals y. Okay, so this is y plus 1 times y plus 1 minus 6y minus 6 plus 11 equals y. So y squared plus 2y plus 1 minus 6y plus 5 equals y. Oh my, this is going to be fun. So let's really combine like terms and set the equation to 0, equal to 0. So y squared plus 2y minus 6y minus 4y. But then we're going to bring the other y over also. So minus 5y plus 6 equals 0. Okay, now we can just factor this. X minus 2 times x minus 3. Oops, I'm sorry. I mean y minus 2 times y minus 3. So y equals 2 and negative 3. Only one of them is here. Answer choice C. Number 10. Which of the following expressions is equivalent to the one above? So really, this looks kind of complicated. But all it basically is you're adding two fractions. Well, what do you need to do when you're adding two fractions? You need to make sure that they have a common denominator. So let's get them to have a common denominator. So we need to rewrite the 5 over x minus 1 to have a denominator of 2 times x minus 1. So we can just multiply that entire quantity by 2. So if we multiply it by 2, just multiply that by 2 over 2. Because it's the same thing as multiplying it by 1 over 1. So that's going to give us 10 over 2 times x minus 1 plus 8 over 2 times x minus 1. Combine them, that's going to be 18 over 2 times x minus 1. And then reduce, it's going to be 9 over x minus 1, which is answer A. Number 11, for a positive real number x where x to the 8th equals 2, what is the value of x to the 24th? Okay, so what did we do to x to the 8th to get to x to the 24th? Basically, we raised it to a power of 3. So all you need to do is raise the 2 to a power of 3 as well, which will give you an answer of 8. Number 12, which of the following is an equivalent form of the cube root of f to the 6a k squared? So, when you do a root, you divide the exponents. So if you do a cube root of f to the 6a, you would do 6a divided by 3. Same thing with the k squared part. So this would get us f to the 2a times k to the 2 over thirds. Perfectly fine to leave that k to the 2/3 as a fraction. And again, taking the root, you divide it. Third root means divide by 3, fourth root divided by 4, square root divided by 2. And this gives us answer choice D. Okay, number 13. To be honest, I just don't feel like reading this whole thing. So if 350 people are predicted to go to the pool when the temperature is 90 degrees Fahrenheit, what is the value of C? Okay, just plug the numbers they've given us in. So 350 should be equal to 5 times, and then we replace t with 90. 7 times 90 is 630. Minus 12c all over 2. Minus 25. Okay, let's solve for c. So 375, I'll add 25 to both sides and then multiply by 2. So 375 times 2 is, let's see, 750? Divide both sides by 5 now. That's gonna give us 75 divided by 5, 15. So 150 equals 630 minus 12c. Subtract 630 from both sides. That's going to get us negative 480 equals negative 12c. So c equals 40. Wasn't that exciting? 14. The boiling point of water at sea level is 212 degrees Fahrenheit. For every increase of 1,000 feet above sea level, the boiling point of water drops approximately 1.84 degrees Fahrenheit. Which of the following equations gives the approximate boiling point B and F at h feet above sea level? Okay, so it keeps dropping 1,000 feet. The boiling point drops by 1.84. So we know our slope is good. That's going to be related to our slope. So right off the bat, C is gone and D is gone because those don't relate that number to the slope, which is the number that's next to the variable. A common answer people pick is A, but remember, a slope is how much the y value changes basically for each 1 unit increase or decrease in x. But here, it's increasing by 1,000, not by 1. So as a result, our answer is going to be B. 15. Oh, 15 is a lovely question. The graph of x squared minus 4x plus y squared plus 6y minus 24 equals 0 when the xy plane is a circle. What is the radius of the circle? So, this question kind of requires a decent number of steps, but remember this. What does an equation of a circle look like? It's actually, and it's not pi r squared or 2 pi r. The equation of a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So we need to somehow go from this to this. And the way you do this is a method called completing the square. I'll do it out here. I'll have another video tutorial for the full step-by-step process in detail. But in essence, here's how we're going to do it. We're going to complete the square on this. So we're gonna move the 24 over to the other side. So we're left with x squared minus 4x plus y squared plus 6y equals 24. And then we're going to complete the square on it. So we're going to take half of the value next to the x squared, half of the value next to the y, square it, add it to both sides. So this will be x squared minus 4x plus 4 plus y squared plus 6y plus 9. And we have to add that to the other side also. So plus 4 plus 9. So we can really stop here because we only care about the radius of the circle, which is the right side of the equation, which is going to be 37. Now remember, according to the equation of a circle, that number is r squared. So r, it's a square root of 37, not the 37 itself. So that's answer C. Okay, grid time, number 16. The value of one solution to the equation above is 1. What is the value of the other solution? Well, we're just going to solve for the positive and the negative values of the absolute value. So absolute value of, so 5 minus x equals 4. And also 5 minus x equals negative 4. Okay? So if we solve this one, this basically will give us a value of x equals 9. And if we plug that in, 5 minus 9 is negative 4. The absolute value of negative 4 is 4. So that works. 17. If f of x equals x squared minus 4x plus 10 and c is a positive integer less than 5, what is one possible value of f of c? Here, literally, just plug in any positive integer that is less than 5. So plug in 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. And depending on the one that you plug in, you'll get a different answer. So let's say we plug in 2. So we're going to calculate f of 2. That's going to get us 2 squared minus 4 times 2 plus 10, which is 4 minus 8 plus 10, which is 6. So 6 is one of the possible answers. There's a few other ones, but just plug in either 1, 2, 3, or 4. Any of them, because they're all positive and they're all less than 5. 18. Oh, 18 is a classic. So lots of stuff, but basically blah, blah, blah. And what is the maximum number of groups that could work on this lab project? So think of it this way. If a group has to make one large and one small circuit, right? That means any group has to automatically use 7 resistors. And they have to use 3 capacitors. Yeah, it's the ambulance coming here to save all of you from this test. So, but we have 100 total resistors and 70 total capacitors. The question is, which one will run out first if each group has to use 7 resistors and 3 capacitors? Well, the answer is the resistors are going to run out first. So now really, if we know that each group has to use 7 resistors, and there's 100 resistors in total, all we have to do is do 100 divided by 7 and see what that's going to get us. So 100 divided by 7 is 1 minus 7, 3, 0, 4. So our answer is 14. Number 19, an angle with a measure of 7 pi over 6 radians is a measure of d degrees, where d is between 0 and 360. What is the value of d? To convert from radians to degrees, all you've got to do is do 7 pi over 6 times 180 over pi, because there's 180 degrees in pi radians. Pi's cancel out. We can reduce this down to 30. So our answer will be 210. And last but not least, number 20. The function f is defined by f of r equals r minus 4 times r plus 1 squared. If f of h minus 3 equals 0, what is one possible value of h? Whenever you have an f of something equals something, you're just replacing values. So literally what they're telling us to do is replace the r's with h minus 3. And that's it. And they tell us when we do that, we're going to get an answer of 0. So what we can do is do 0 equals h minus 3 minus 4 times h minus 3 plus 1 squared. So 0 equals h minus 7 times h minus 2 squared. And so what is one possible value of h? Just by looking at it, we can tell that h could either be 7 or 2. Because 7 minus 7 is 0. 0 times anything is going to give you 0. Same thing with the h minus 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. 0 times anything is going to give you 0. So 7 and 2 are answers. That is it for the non-calculator section of the April 2017 test.